The first segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you by Flow.
Tonight, the island's health minister details plans to strengthen the island's health system as it continues to manage the fourth COVID-19 wave. The Civil Service Association is calling for the Labour Department's intervention after what it calls a procedural breach of contract of a CCC employee. And another establishment is targeted by bandits, this time affecting athletes. The details of these stories and more coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night, it is Wednesday, the 1st of September 2021. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. I'm Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. The Minister for Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs is detailing plans to strengthen health systems and monitor the fourth COVID-19 wave.
Warm greetings to you, my fellow St. Lucians and visitors to our island. September is observed as Sickle Cell Month here in St. Lucia. I wish all who are living with the sickle cell condition well. Sincere gratitude to all medical and civil society organizations who have worked hard and continue to be dedicated to better outcomes for all who need help. Let us join in the observance of Sickle Cell Month. Fellow St. Lucians, we are still seeing effects of the fourth COVID-19 wave. Over the last 14 days, 1,606 new cases were noted, and we have 1,928 active cases in country. We have noted 6 COVID-19 deaths over the last 14-day period. Analysis of public health data and indicators takes place daily, and information which we have up to today, September 1st, suggests strongly that public transportation, social activities, including activities at entertainment establishments and bars, are still feeding the spread of the COVID-19 virus. These activities were more widespread during last weekend, and more pressure was placed on our first responders, who themselves are suffering from a shortage of staff due to COVID-19 related health issues. As a result, the government is currently reviewing the protocols as they relate to bars and restaurants, and therefore additional protocols for bars and restaurants starting on Friday, September 3rd, 2021 will be announced soon. Discussions will be held with the affected sectors to find ways of cushioning the impact of these measures. Over the last 3 weeks, the priority of our new government has been to provide much needed additional support to the arms of the public health system which manage COVID-19 directly. We have commenced actions to improve the conditions at the respiratory hospital to ensure compassionate quality of care. We have been able to successfully register 8 Cuban physicians, internal medical specialists, and intensive care specialists to provide clinical support to our severe and critical patients who are in care. We are working to increase the nursing complement as well. Vaccination coverage at the level of the community continues to improve. We are hoping to get the services of the mobile unit to increase access at the community level. Vaccines are offered free of charge to the population. We note that 20% of our population has received the first dose of the vaccine, and 15% is now fully vaccinated. We need to increase the percentage of people who are vaccinated and continue to advise the public to take the vaccine and to keep us and our families safe. We continue working with various stakeholders and sectors to strengthen the processes and reduce the impact of COVID-19 on the employees and the public. As we approach another weekend, I appeal to the public to take personal responsibility to safeguard the health and well-being of their families and our community. I thank you very much.
That was Health Minister Moses Jamatis. The Civil Service Association is calling for the intervention of the Department of Labor after one of its members made a report that she was made redundant by the Castries Constituency Council. The CCC has deemed this particular redundancy as a procedural breach of contract, as the association says it was not notified of the council's intention, contrary to the contents of the letter. It is speculated that as many as 15 individuals have been made redundant.
In recent times, the Castries Constituency Council has had several breaches of the Labour Act in its industrial relations practices. General Secretary of the Civil Service Association, Claude Paul, says that another such breach has occurred, and he's calling on the associated parties to act swiftly to reverse their actions. The action in question is the recent redundancy of at least one employee of the Castries Constituency Council, which the CSA calls a procedural breach of contract.
We were advised of the several redundancies at the Castries City Council, and one of our members basically came in to describe the treatment that she got. She was given a letter and escorted out of the premises by security. Now, CSA basically was surprised at that, particularly as the letter indicated that we were informed about the intention, and basically we don't know anything about this. We had no prior knowledge of it, and we were surprised at the timing, coming on the day of departure of the outgoing mayor.
The General Secretary is questioning whether the act is one of victimization, as this particular individual has been the subject of a dispute in the past. He also does not believe that the council's financial woes are due to the employees and calls it convenient excuses.
We have been told it's about 15, but we've only been approached by one member, and there has been a couple phone calls from others. So we know it's more than one, but as to the exact numbers, and we noticed that we have been carbon copied on the letters, but we have not received any of those copies as yet. Because we see this as a procedural breach, we expect that the Labour Department would intervene and apply the provisions of the law.
Actions by the CCC in the past have been successfully challenged by the Civil Service Association and resulted in significant costs being awarded to the affected individuals. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
The training ground for many young aspiring athletes, Mindo Phillip Park, was the target of a suspected burglary. The incident occurred sometime between 6 p.m. Tuesday and Wednesday morning. One of the coaches who frequents the park is outraged by the situation and is pleading to those responsible to desist from such acts.
The latest establishment struck by the burglary bug is the Mindo Phillip Park, home to aspiring athletes in St. Lucia. It is alleged that bandits broke into the storeroom and gym of the facility, getting away with certificates, relay batons, and various other equipment, all the while vandalizing the premises. Mindo Phillip Park is the main training grounds of the well-known track and field team, SP Survivors. Head coach of SP Survivors, Cuthbert Twatine Modest, recalls what he saw upon his arrival on the premises.
My assistant coach called me, Mukiba, house it called me. No, in fact, walks up me and tell me the place has been somebody break into the place. So I told her I'll be coming there soon. So I left home and I come there. When I came there, I opened the door. I see they mash up another drawer of mine again. And I see all my papers, like, you know, my certificates all on the ground. That's some children's clothes. For some kids, they burn it. No, they take a barrel and a big hose out there.
Modest says that he is deeply saddened by the situation. Moreover, he laments that when these burglaries occur, he is unable to generate funds to regain the equipment. He says that this is a major setback.
No, I feel safe again, but my equipment's had. I have no money to buy back the equipment. You know. I have to go on this contract again, but I'm a beggar. I always beg Mr. Alfred to help me out, but he's the Secretary General of the Olympic Committee. He always help me out, you know, because he knows I just do good works and I just produce good athletes. So he's always trying to help me. But Where go turn to? The Minister of Youth and Sports, just give me a help too. Where go turn to? I don't know where go turn to. But that affecting us bad.
Modest is making a desperate plea to those responsible for committing these heinous acts to desist.
Please, I'm begging you, don't do that to us. We're not getting no violent thing. We're just helping kids, you know, helping all the children so they could be better citizens of St. Lucia. You know, they might get a scholarship, and then who knows, they might come and help your family. You know, just give us a chance. We're not, what we doing here? We're not doing nothing. Every afternoon you come and train, after train you're going home. It's better to train here than to go and involve in illegal activities, you know. So please give us a chance.
Modest urges those responsible to remember that these acts do not only affect him, but it also affects the lives of the young athletes as well. Reporting for the Hot 7 Nightly News, I am Karim Nelson.
A failed robbery attempt has left one proprietor up in arms over the callousness of would-be robbers. The proprietor of the Bread Hut, located in Morgiro, Cindy Alcindor, is outraged after two armed assailants broke into her establishment. She says it is mind-boggling that people continue to commit these heinous acts.
Just imagine it is curfew time, and at 10 minutes to 12, you have two young male individuals with how you call this, a sledgehammer, and this axe, vandalizing, chopping the cameras down because they came to steal, and obviously they did not have time, you know, to go into every area there. They went into the shop next door, and there it is. You could see that the idiot is there jumping to the camera, and his face is right there in the camera, and it is just so annoying. It is, I don't even have the words, because I'm a bit upset right now. Only to realize that, you know, people who can complain and say it's COVID, it's COVID. There is so much that you could do to earn $1. To see you going out there, hustling, 4 o'clock, I'm up from my bed to make way for my family, and to see you sleeping, and while you're sleeping, curfew time, and this, God knows what to call them. Yes, they're human beings too, but you all are out there committing crime.
Alcindor says laws need to be enacted immediately to curb the increase in crime.
So it is just crazy what's happening with crime here in St. Lucia now. And put their act together, because a lot of them, their lives are just going to go down the drain, and this is where you get a lot more crime happening in terms of people dying. It is just sad, but you know, thanks to the authorities who came at the time that they did, and I really appreciate their speedy response.
Fortunately, the cameras in the establishment deterred the assailants from making further advancements. They were unable to make away with anything. This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. Still to come. Could snake venom help fight the COVID-19 pandemic? The former Castries Central MP says the No Movement Sunday goes against her faith, and vendors wait to see what the new city mayor has in store.
The first segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News was brought to you by Flow.